Doing own voice over soft music. Jungkook entered the office of the principal of his college. The principal looked up to the door just to wide open eyes in shock. So how you came here? He shuddered, seeing the owner of the college more about the person from whom he took money. Is it a question? I can come any time in my college, isn't it, Mr. Lee? Jungkook said in a scary tone and took the seat on the coach as a king he is. And then the principal immediately ran towards Jungkook and stood in front of Jungkook with head bowed down. Sir, you clearly know why I am here. So this month you take my salary. Jungkook Shrimp, good decision. You should have said this when my secretary called you millions of times. You just wasted my precious time. Sorry, sir, I was busy with exam preparation and all fine. He stood up from the coach and fixed his coat and head out, followed by his secretary and guards. Jungkook was walking through the hallway using his phone, totally lost in his phone, but soon a very strong yet sweet feminine fragrance hit his nostril, making him feel to the scent. So he immediately looked up from the phone just to see a girl pass by him while reading a paper in her hand. Jungkook wasn't able to see the girl's face as by the time he looked up from his phone, the girl already passed him. So he was just able to see the back of the girl. Mark, get the information of that girl, he said while looking at the girl's back. Yes, sir, he said and immediately left to follow the girl to get the information of her. Jungkook Shrimp, soon gonna be mine, he said to himself and left the college. Jawine was walking while reading the question paper in her hand, totally ignoring her surrounding. Ush, I wrote wrong answer for this question. I lost my 5 marks on that, Vine said while rechecking the papers, but then she looked up from the paper to see. Oh god, I lost my track. I'm heading to the classroom instead of leaving the college, she said and then turned around to leave the college without knowing that Jungkook's secretary was watching her, as every student have left the college after his exam, so no one was there inside college. Jungkook has leaned back on his chair with eyes closed, totally lost in the fragrance which passed his nostril, making him with that fragrance. I wanna inhale the fragrance again. He just kicked the table as he was just getting insane, as he wanted to inhale the fragrance at the time he heard door knock come in. The door opened and a shrimp appeared on his lips after seeing his secretary. As Jungkook knows that Mark has came with the information of the girl whose fragrance is making him lose his control. Give the file and leave, he said, and Mark did exactly what Jungkook ordered. Yes, sir, and here he placed the file and immediately left the office. Jungkook impatiently opened the file and his eyes just got stuck on the photo. You are so his eyes were getting hungry for her. Your lip seems to be so. I wanna, he said while licking his lips and tracing his thumb over the lips in the photo of the girl, as if he can feel it. But soon realization hit him when he felt a pain in her. So she just looked down at his just wide open eyes. I got Jungkook shrimp after realizing the effect of the girl on him. For the first time, he felt like his towards a girl. Now I am sure you're gonna be mine, only girl. I will make you mine by hook or. He shrimped and then started reading the information. Kim Wyan, studying in John University, parents own a cafe, and she came from a middle class family. She is sweet, humble, polite, and kind hearted too. That's why she doesn't like. There was a shrimp on his all the time, but it dropped when he heard the next word. So my soon to be baby doesn't like and bad people. But then the shrimp immediately formed on his lip. Jungkook shrimp, sorry baby, but you will have to like me. Wait, the shrimp grew more wider, not like, but you will love me baby, he said while looking at Wine's pic, and then he closed the file and stood up from his seat, knowing what to do. Jungkook shrimp, I know what to do. He left the office as it was his leaving time. Wine got into her bed after a long tidy day. All she now wanted to do was just to sleep soundly. Finally, I can sleep. She took a deep breath and then lay on bed and covered herself and closed her eyes to sleep without knowing that what is going to happen with her tomorrow. Walked down of her room and found her parents already sitting on the dining table, so she approached them. Good morning, Appa, Oma. Morning, baby. No, morning. How was your sleep? Good, Oma, she said while taking a toast from the plate and applying jam on it. How was your exam, Wine? Good, Appa, she said while munching her toast. Soon our Vayani will be graduated and then she will get married. She stopped eating. Appa, don't rush with the marriage thing. I will say it when I am ready to marry. And now I will leave. I am getting late. Saying this, she took her backpack with one hand and then toast in her another hand and she left the house. Don't you think she has a boyfriend? Always she used to say the same thing when I ask her for marriage. Vine's mom sighed, honey, don't be possessive towards your daughter. She is grown up girl now and she knows what right for her. She will definitely choose a good boy for herself. Vine's dad agreed to her mom and continued eating. Vine was walking through the street to her college all happy and admiring the morning city, but little did she know that her happiness is going to fade away soon. Jungkook was watching her from the time she left her house while his secretary was slowly driving the car so as to cope up with Vine's walking. You look more beautiful in real, baby, he said while admiring Vine. Sir, should we go and take her? Mark said, bringing back Jungkook from admiring Vine, which made Jungkook angry. Are you the boss or me? He asked Mark in scary tone, making Mark scare a little. Sir, you, then your mouth and let me admire my girl. Mark immediately faced the road. Such a calming day. She held her backpack strap and continued walking, and soon she reached the college gate just to see no one. Wine frowned. Why no one is here? And my earlier today she looked into her wristwatch just to wide open eyes because she got late while admiring the city. Wine ran. She was about to run, but someone held her wrist from behind, and she turned around to see Wine shocked. John Jungkook, she chuttered, and her eyes wide open after seeing the Mafia King of Seoul in front of her, and to add gasoline, he is holding her wrist. Jungkook shrimp. Wow, my baby knows me, so there is no need of introduction, right? He said while muching wine, pulling Wine closer to him, and Wine easily landed on his as she was already numb. Did my baby use bad word from this pretty mouth? He said while tracing her lips with his thumb, and his eyes were clearly showing how much he is for those lips, making Wine more scared. Wine nervous. What are you doing? Leave me. She regained her sense and tried to push him, but no use. Jungkook is stronger than her, and he made his hold more tight on Wine's either side of. Stop struggling, baby. There is no use of it, he said while inhaling her fragrance from her, making Wine to get more nervous. Please leave me. I didn't do anything wrong, she said, tearing up a little, and Jungkook immediately looked up from her neck and saw her tear in her eyes, which made his heart ache. Don't cry, baby. This pretty eye shouldn't shed tears. Rather, it should hold only love for me, he said while rubbing her both eyes, wiping the tears. Meanwhile, Wine was all numb. Wine nervous. I wanna go, she said to Jungkook. Jungkook smiled. Yeah, baby, let's go, he said, and held her wrist and walked her towards his car. But Wine pulled her hands from Jungkook, making Jungkook to turn back and face Wine. Jungkook from what, baby? He asked Wine. Where are you taking me? You said you wanna go, so I'm taking you to my house. Wait, our house? Wine confused. Our house? Jungkook smiled. Yes, baby, come. Wine shocked. No, I didn't mean that. I mean I wanna go to my house. I ain't coming with you, Wine said while struggling to take her hands from Jungkook's hold. But little did she know that her words made Jungkook angry, and he tightened his hold on Wine's wrist. Jungkook angry. Don't disobey me, baby. Come with me nicely. No, I won't come with you. That's it. Jungkook got more angry, and he pulled Wine towards him and threw her on his shoulder and walked to the car while Wine was struggling to free her by hitting his back. It's not gonna work, baby. You are mine. So stop struggling and come with me like a good girl, he said, continuing walking, and soon he stood in front of the car, and the bodyguard opened the door of his car, and he put Wine on the passenger seat and closed the door and locked the car so that Wine shouldn't run away. Give me the key of car. Yes, sir. He handed over the key to Jungkook. Come with them. He ordered Mark to come with the bodyguard, and Mark nodded his head. Jungkook unlocked the car, entered the car, and sat on the driver's seat, and again locked the car and faced Wine just to see her struggling to open the car door when he unlocked. But unlucky, her side of door was being surrounded by his guards, so Wine can't run away. Stop struggling, baby. What I did to you? Why are you taking me with you? She said Jungkook in anger, sadness, and all. But Jungkook just shrimp and pulled Wine to his and again inhaled her. You did this to me. You made me with your fragrance. Wine gulped her lumps. She understood that now no one can help her because she is Mafia King God with her, and she has heard a lot about him from people saying that he gets whatever he wants. Jungkook noticed Wine being all silent and lost in thoughts, but his eyes again went to her rosy soft lips, so he didn't think twice and took the opportunity and put his hand on the back of Wine's neck and pulled her closer and smashed his lips on her, making Wine's eyes wide open, and she came to reality, so she tried to push him, but no use. He just pulled Wine more closer to him, and She didn't him. Babe, I want more of you, he said while cherishing Vine's lip, but stopped when he saw tears flowing from her eyes. Hush, baby, didn't I told you not to cry? He wiped the tears. Okay, don't cry. I won't you until you ask me to, but you have to be a good girl to me and obey everything I say to you, otherwise the consequence will be bad. Jungkook warned Vine, still cherishing her lips. Vine sobbing, yeah, I will listen. Vine fearfully agreed to him because all she wanted now was not to be by him. Jungkook shrimp, good girl. Now let's go to our house. Jungkook. Vine just nodded her head and was about to sit on the passenger seat, but Jungkook held her tightly, stopping her, and Vine looked at him in confused. Jungkook shrimp, sit here on my. But Vine was about to deny, but then she remembered his warning few seconds earlier, so she just silently sat on his. Jungkook shrimp, good girl. Saying this, he started the engine and drive off. Jungkook stopped the car in front of a big mansion and Vine's eyes wide open after seeing a big house, and Jungkook just smiled seeing Vine's expression, and Jungkook's smile, cute, was the word which left from Jungkook's mouth, bringing Vine to reality, and her face got red in embarrassment. Let's head inside. I'm sure you will love it. Okay, she fearfully said, but a gas left her mouth when Jungkook carried her out from the car and started walking inside with her in his arms. Please put me down. I can walk. No, baby, you please is in my arms, he said and walked inside, ignoring all the shocked expression of his bodyguards and maids. Jungkook headed directly to his bedroom and locked the door and placed Wine on his bed, and Wine just backed off a little in fear. Don't be scared of me, baby. Didn't I say that I won't you until you give me permission? So trust me, I am a man of words. Wine nervous, Wine just because she was still in fear and all alone with him in his bedroom was making her more nervous. Baby, I got work to do, so you wait here for me. Wine's eyes light up after hearing that he is leaving. But Jungkook is a mafia king for a reason, so he read Vine's mind and he grabbed Vine's chin lightly and pulled her towards him, taking Hawaiian off guard. Jungkook shrimp, don't try to run away. If you run away, the consequences will be very bad. He spoke very close to Vine's lip and then released his hold and stood straight. Ask anything you want from the maids, okay? He said, oh, okay. Vine too replied in low voice, okay, then see you in evening. Saying this, he left the bedroom. Vine took a deep breath after he left. Oh God, where I put myself, what I have done to deserve this. But she immediately stood up and she remembered her parents. Wait, Umma Appa will be worried if they didn't see me after classes at home. What to do? Yeah, I should run away and inform my parents. I don't want to make my parents worried for me. She decided to run away just for her parents, even though Jungkook warned her. Let's see whether he is gone or not. She immediately rushed to the window and saw his car still there. He is still here. Let's wait till he leaves. So she waited near the window, peeking outside to see when he leaves. Jungkook called all his maids and guards, and all of them approached him. All the maids were standing with head bowed down and bodyguards looking straight at Jungkook's face, who was sitting at the couch like a king he is. So you all will do whatever my baby asks you. Just remember she is the queen of the house. Got it? He warned the maids. Yes, sir. And you all just see whether she will run away or not. Shrimp. She will definitely try to run away. Don't worry, sir. We will catch her and bring her to your bedroom again. The bodyguard said in hope that Jungkook will like the idea, but no, Jungkook dark eyes. What the dare to my girl? He stood up from coach and grabbed the collar of the bodyguard who gave the idea, making everyone scared. Jungkook angry. Dare to her, only I can her. Or you all just let her run away. But I need you all to follow her secretly and keep watching her move and inform me, that's it. Okay, sir. He shuddered and Jungkook left the collar of the man and then he turned to his secretary. Mark, I want you to prepare the contract paper which I asked for. Yes, sir. The typing is done. All now I have to do is print it. Jungkook shrimp. So let's go. My baby might be waiting for me to leave so that she can run away. He shrimp and left the house. Why the? He is not leaving, she said while still standing near the window and her eyes fixed on his car. But soon her eyes wide open when she saw Jungkook looking up at the window, so she immediately hid behind the curtain so as to hide herself. Jungkook shrimp, silly girl, I saw her. Anyways, you just made my mood happy. I got to see your face while leaving. He smiled and entered the car and Mark got into the car and drive off. Wine again peeked from window to see Jungkook's car drive off the mansion gate. Thank God he left. She placed her hand on her, but soon realization hit her. Wine, we don't have time. Come, let's head out and see where I can escape. Saying this, she quickly left the room. Almost an hour passed, and Wine already walked the whole house and saw that the front of the house was full of cars, so it's not possible to run away. But from then she thought of backyard of house, so she slowly walked in search of backyard, but as the house was so big that it was making her more confused, and thus finally she entered the kitchen just to see maids cooking, and soon the maid saw her and bowed to her on respect. Do you need anything, ma'am? Wine, wide eyes, ma'am. Yes, sir's order. Wine sighed. No need of calling, ma'am. My name is Wine. Just call me that. Wine told every maid, and all the maids looked at each other with a confused face, so as what to do. But then one maid said, ma'am, sorry, we need our job. It's sir's order. Wine signed and let it be, as she doesn't wanted them to love. Fine, but just tell me where is the backyard door, she said the maid with a confused mind, as she wasn't sure whether they will tell her or not. But luckily, ma'am, that way, the maid pointed, and Wine's eyes light up. Thank you so much. She immediately left to the backyard, and the maids continued their work. Vine saw a gate at backyard, and luck was on her side. It was slightly open, and also not much guards were there, so she, without thinking twice, ran. Vine, she ran and ran past the gate without looking behind, but little did she know every guard in the backyard saw her and soon started following her, as per Jungkook's order, and the remaining one immediately took his phone and called Jungkook. Jungkook got a mega project, and now he happily head to his office. My baby is my lucky charm. See, the project which I was working for months finally got succeeded. I should buy my baby a gift. Jungkook was about to leave his cabin as today's work is done, and also he has to buy a gift for Wine, but he stopped on his track when he heard his phone ringing, and he took his phone and saw his guards calling him, so he shrimmed as he knew what the guard are going to say. Jungkook called. She ran away. Yes, sir. And rest all the guards went to follow her. Jungkook shrimp. Good, I'm coming, and keep informing me. Bodyguard. Call. Yes, sir. Jungkook cut the call. Jungkook to himself, baby, you made a mistake. Now instead of a gift, I will give you such a good gift that from now you will never think to run away from me. Jungkook shrimp and called his secretary on phone. Mark called. Yes, sir. Bring the contract papers I asked for. We are heading home. Saying this, Jungkook cut the call and walked out. Vine was running without knowing where she is going, and finally, after two run turns, she turned around to see no one, so she sat on the bench to relax a little, and all the bodyguards hid behind some trees and bushes to watch her moves, and one among them kept informing Jungkook. Finally, I'm free, but where I am, she asked while taking long breath and looking around, but then as she didn't find anyone because it was afternoon time, so no one was there, so she thought to wait a little bit more. Jungkook was on call with his guard. Park, sir. Jungkook cut the call. Go to Park. He ordered Mark and he did it. I think sitting here will not help. I should slowly walk. Vine took a deep breath and stood up just to got bumped with a heart. My head. She painfully rubbed her head and looked up to see with to whom she bumped just to get her eyes wide open and her knees curved up on her and she fell back on stage. Jungkook shrimp. Surprise, baby. You only a faint voice came from Vine's mouth. Bad move, baby. Didn't I ask you not to run away? Now face the consequence. Saying this, he threw Wine on shoulder and walked to his car while Wine trying to make Jungkook understand why she ran away. So listen, please. I wanted to go home. My parents will be worried for me, so please. She begged Jungkook, but no use. You should have told me earlier about this. I would have found out a way, but no, you decided to run away, right? But bad move, and bad girls need a. He said, making Wine scare a little. Sir, please don't do anything to me. Too late, baby. Didn't I warn you in morning that I will give you disobey me, you will face the consequence. Wine gulped her lump in nervousness. Soon they reached the car and Jungkook got into the back seat along with Wine and started driving into home. Jungkook threw Wine on the seat and Wine immediately moved back on the seat so as to stay as much distant from him and she saw Jungkook removing his blazer and folding his shirt sleeve finally pulled the partition of the back seat from the front seat so that Mark won't see anything and this all made Wine more scared and soon Jungkook pulled Wine to her. Sir, no please don't me. You said in morning that you won't me, sir. Jungkook shrimp, and I also said if you disobey me, the consequence will be bad. So now face the consequence. Saying this, he pulled Vine by her neck and his lips on her and started her while she was struggling. To be continued in Instagram, link in description. They have both reached the mansion a way before as they both were in their own world, so Mark didn't disturb them and left the car. Jungkook carried Vine out the car and saw Mark at the entrance of house, so he approached him. Bring the papers to my room. Yes, sir. Jungkook walked away with a tied Vine in his arm to their bedroom. Jungkook placed Vine on bed and soon he opened the door when he heard a door knock and saw Mark with papers, so he immediately took it from Mark. You can leave. He ordered Mark and he closed the door and approached Vine who was sitting on bed with full nervous by thinking now what he is up to. Signed the paper. He forwarded it to Vine. Vine front, what's that? Jungkook shrimp. Contract papers. Vine's eyes wide open. What? No way. I will sign it. You will sign it. If you don't want it to be get again. Jungkook shrimp while Vine gulped her lump, but then she gathered her courage and said, fine, I will sign only on two conditions. Jungkook signed. You know what, baby? I never listen to anyone, but for you, I am willing to agree anything. So I agree with your all conditions unless you run away from me. Weinstein, I won't run away, but only if you allow me to talk to my parents and continue my studies. That's all you want? Yeah. As I said, I'm okay with anything unless you run away. Okay, I won't run away. Keep your words, princess. Otherwise, you know now, I will so hard that you will never think of running away from me. Then Wine gulped her lumps in nervousness. You can trust me. Okay, sign it. He handed over the paper to Wine, but Wine didn't took it. First, let me call my parents. I want to talk to them, then I will sign it. Jungkook signed. Okay, fine, you can. Vine went to the bed where her bag was and took the phone and dialed her parents' number, and they immediately took it as if they were waiting for Vine's call. Vine mom call. Vine, where are you? Amma, I'm fine. I'm with. Vine doesn't know what to say. She can't say that she is with her and going to be his. Vine was deep in thought and Jungkook understood it. So he took phone from Vine's hand and speak to her mom. Jungkook called. Hello auntie, I'm Jungkook, Vine's husband. Vine's look at Jungkook as if she saw a ghost. Wine mom called Jungkook, you mean John Jungkook? Jungkook called. Exactly. We were in relationship from a long time and now my parents were asking me to get married. So I married Wine because I only wanted her as my wife. Wine scoffed in disbelief after hearing Jungkook. Wine mom called, but Jungkook called, no, but auntie, she is perfectly fine here and soon will take her to you, so don't worry. Wine mom called, okay, Jungkook cut the call. See, it's easy. Now sign the paper. Wine signed and took the paper from his hand, and Jungkook shrimp in victory after seeing Wine signing it. What happening, honey? You were right. Wine had a boyfriend. That's why she refused to get married, and now she got married to Jungkook. Wine had white eyes. You mean the CEO of John Empire? Yeah, and also the one who rolled over Soul. Wine Dad worried, oh god, don't be panic, honey. He said he will soon take Wine to us, and at that time we will ask her. Both made junk themselves calm by thinking that nothing is wrong, as if anything is wrong, then Wine wouldn't have called them, right? Wine was sitting on bed ready to sleep, but she was nervous and Jungkook was showering. But soon the bathroom door opened and there comes Jungkook making Wine more nervous. Jungkook approached bed and lay down. Come, let's sleep, baby. Yeah, sure. She just lay down on bed with a distance from Jungkook, but soon her gas left Wine's mouth when Jungkook pulled her towards him and peeked her forehead. Wine, good night, baby. Good night. Jungkook closed his eyes while tightly hugging Wine, and Wine released her breath as nothing happened between them, which she was scared of. Like this 6 month passed, Vine graduated from college. As when Jungkook saw her at the time she was in the last year of college, Jungkook didn't wanted Vine to go outside as there are lots of enemies of him. So he just put Vine into home tutoring, and also Vine was too lazy to go to college every day. So she agreed to Jungkook. Jungkook woke up but didn't find Vine on bed, so a cute pout formed on his lips, and he shouted, "Baby, where are you?" Ma'am, sir is calling you. You go, we will do the rest. Okay, she said and handed the spatula to maid and turned around to leave. Baby, shout from bedroom. Wine smiled. Wine entered the bedroom and approached Jungkook, who was still on bed with a pot. What, cook? I was cooking for you, she said while standing next to Jungkook and hand on her hips. But Jungkook pulled her and she landed on the bed next to him and he hugged her tightly. Who asked you to cook? Didn't I told you not to do any work here? He said while more into Wine's neck, inhaling her scent, which is his weakness. Cook, I just wanted to cook for you, she said while closing her eyes, feeling his warmth. But soon Jungkook backed off from Wine, making her confused. What happened, Cook? If I didn't stop now, then I will lose control and I will break the promise which I gave you. Wine sighed and Jungkook peeked her forehead and then immediately rushed to bathroom. Wine poured, but I want you badly, she whispered to herself. Jungkook promised her that day when he took Wine with him from college that he won't hurt until she gave him permission, so he kept the promise, but little did he know that Wine wants him to, but too shy to ask him. Jungkook left to his company after having breakfast and then peeking her forehead, and here has none of the maids allow Wine to do anything, so she doesn't have anything to do. So she was using her phone, but soon her phone rang and it was her mom. Wine mom called. Wine, when will you and Jungkook come to us? It's been 6 months of your marriage. Now Wine realized that they aren't married. It was just a lie which made Wine's day spoiled. So she Wine signed soon mom. And mom, I will call you afterwards. Okay then. They cut the call. Even though Wine didn't visit her parents in 6 months, they were assured that Wine is happy because always do video calls and all where Wine's mom can see easily predict that Wine is happy. Wine was deep in thought thinking about what actually Wine's and Jungkook's relationship is. She was into her thinking but soon her thinking broke when she heard a doorbell. So she went to open the door just to see two known person but never meet them before. Wine, wide eyes, Mr. John, honey, we were right. She is so beautiful, she said while coming inside and cupped Wine cheeks. Yes, dear, now I understood how she melted our Jungkook's stone heart after you. Wine doesn't know whether she should blush at their statement or not, but unknowingly she blushed. Oh, Mo, you are so cute. Thanks, Mrs. John. Wine, Jungkook's mom raised eyebrows. Mrs. John, even after married to my son and calling me Mrs. John, call us mom and dad. Auntie, that is I, me, cook, and I. Wine was facing difficult to form words, and she wanted to at least say the truth to Jungkook's parent, but soon she felt a hand around her, and she looked up to see Cook smiled. Yes, my wife. Are you surprised to see your husband? Wine roll eyes. Cook, stop fooling our parents. We already fooled my parents and not yours too. Jungkook smiled. Who said we are fooling our parents? Cook, you are not understanding me. We aren't married, wifey. What are you saying? Didn't you forget that you signed the paper 6 months ago? But it was Wine paused and looked at Jungkook's parents who was just smiling. He hid it from you. Actually, those paper were marriage paper. Wine's eyes wide open. Wine surprised. What? Yes, baby. It was a marriage paper, and you signed it without reading. Wine now realized that in a nervousness she didn't read the paper and just sign it. It's okay. Anyways, I just wanted you to lose and wanted to show you my love. Wanted you to give me a chance, and I just scared you by the contract paper. So as you ran away from me, and I thought you will read the paper before signing it and you will be surprised, but you didn't read it, and I thought to tell you after making you fall in love with me. And see, here I am. He kneeled down on his knees. I love you, Wine. Wine was crying, but she herself doesn't know why, but Jungkook's next word made her chuckle. See, wifey, you can't say no because you are already mine, wife, and please say yes. I'm so eager to make you with you. Only I know how much I hold myself. Wine blushed and she threw herself to Jungkook. I love you too, and I'm too eager to make with you too. Jungkook pulled off from hug and cupped Wine's cheeks. Really, Wine shyly nodded. Jungkook shrimp, let's go to our bedroom. Saying this, he picked up Wine in his arm and head to their bedroom, leaving Jungkook's dad and mom Jump in their living room, who just came running to meet their daughter-in-law after Jungkook called them just in the morning and told them everything, and they rushed from their vacation. But soon they heard noises, so they hurried towards the main door to see. We are late. Actually, Jungkook just told us to come here just a few minutes ago, and then we immediately closed the shop and came. Jungkook mom smiled. It's okay, come and have a seat. Where is my daughter with her husband making grandchildren for us? She said, making Wine's dad and mom's face red in shy. Wine was on bed and Jungkook Both were each other passionately, but soon Jungkook pulled back. This time it feels so good. You are me back. Wine blush, I love you. Jungkook smile, I love you too. He peeked Wine's forehead and again both started each other, totally forgetting that their parents are downstairs. The end. Thanks for watching. Bye.